You good? You good? I'd like to thank everybody for being here tonight for the June 17, 2025 Planning Board meeting. Our chair, Mr. Letchworth, is out tonight, so I'll be taking his position. July. I'm sorry, July. I told everybody to correct me if I say something wrong. Before we get started, I'd like to, on a personal note, just extend our thoughts and prayers to our planning board colleague, Mr. Freddie Hudson and his family, and I ask that everybody keep them in your thoughts and prayers as we go forward. Anyway, we're going to take Pledge of Allegiance with Mr. Crenshaw. Will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to do the approval of the minutes from the June 17th, 2025 Planning Board meeting.
I make a motion to approve.
Second. Motion made by Ms. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those in nay? Ayes have it. Next on the agenda will be the stormwater program revisions presentation by Ms. Chandra Farmer, Director of Johnston County Public Utilities.
Good evening. I'm Chandra Farmer, Director of Utilities for Johnston County. And we have with us tonight, I have asked Beth McLaughlin from, she is our consultant that works with us on our stormwater program, and I have asked her to present the proposed revisions to you tonight. You may know we've been working on these revisions for quite some time. We've had these on our website for review and public comment, and the Board of Commissioners plans to hold a public hearing also on August the 4th to look at these revisions. But Beth's going to go through the revisions, the proposed revisions, and we'll be happy to answer any questions y'all may have.
Good evening. This is only going to take about 3 hours. We're going to go through it in detail. It's very high level. And I've got Jessica here, who is a stormwater administrator for the county. So if there are detailed questions, it's her. Otherwise, it's me. So I think you're driving, Preston. All right. So give you a little background on why we're having to do this revision. In early 2020, the NUSE rules were revised. And going further back, we've been under the NUSE rules since 2023. 2003. And so those NUSE rules are really focused on water quality, not water quantity. So no flood relation, just water quality for the NUSE and the estuary. So in 2020, we had changes related to where'd we go? There we are. Keep going. There we go. Water quality design, BUA, is built upon area. Nitrogen loading, which is the water quality element we're trying to capture. Reporting, definitions, those types of things. So we began the stakeholder process with the state in 2020, and that process took, at least a year. We were to submit to the state for approval. We've submitted multiple times, last time in 2023. We still don't have the Environmental Management Commission's approval yet, but it's pending. It's there. And the other piece to this revision process is the agreement with U.S. Fish and Wildlife that the county has. So the original agreement was back in 2005. Thank you. Wonderful. I don't remember this. And that set built upon area limits. It also added some expanded buffers on specific streams. There was an attenuation criteria, which is the stormwater quantity component in that agreement, and there was land dedication with BUA. So we removed that land dedication from that agreement. So we revised that agreement in 2024. That is, they're a federal agency. So that's kind of the basis of moving forward, the state requirements and the federal requirements as well. Okay. Just if you have trouble getting to sleep tonight and you want to read about stormwater in depth, the information is up on the website, the ordinance and the design manual both. You'll see a red line version, which is the existing stormwater ordinance with the strike-throughs to it and the additions, and then a clean version of the ordinance, as well as the design manual. That is, all of those are proposed. Give you a little summary of the changes. We are recommending a minimum BUA, built upon area limit, per lot for residential subdivisions not served by public sewer as 6,000 square feet per lot. Back in 2022, 23, sometime around then, we did a desktop analysis of the types of houses and built upon area that were in a lot of the Johnston County subdivisions that were not sewered, and most of those fell between 4,500 and 6,000 square feet. So we have set that minimum built upon area is 6,000 square feet. So that is for the design. It doesn't mean that that's the product that has to be built, but that is for the stormwater design. Okay, and it can go above that for larger lots, and it has in some of our submittals already. We've tweaked the quantity design criteria, which is the flooding piece, in the environmentally sensitive area, which drains to Swift Creek, White Oak Creek, Little Creek, and Little River, yes. The attenuation criteria is 1 through the 100-year storm event. So we are holding the post-development runoff rate to the pre-development runoff rate in those basins. Everywhere else is going to be the 1 through 25-year attenuation. So the 1-year storm through the 25-year for everywhere else in the county. However, we also recognize that there are some developments that it's probably overly burdensome for attenuation. We can't exempt stormwater quality, that's a state rule, but we can find ways to not have dry detention, wet detention, whatever, in somebody's backyard in very small developments. And so what we're proposing here is you don't have to do attenuation in single-family residential developments of 19 lots or less, and where there's not an increase in peak flows of more than 8%. Okay, so there is that ability for the small lot, small development subdivisions. Still got to submit a stormwater permit, still have to meet the water quality criteria, but not necessarily an attenuation basin. And also for non-single family residential, any addition of 10,000 square feet or less of new BUA. The triggers, not yet. The triggers for stormwater plans are a little bit different. Single family residential is still 1 acre of disturbance, and that's going to trigger the plan. For non-single family residential, that's dropped down to a ½ an acre. Used to be an acre, now it's going to be ½ an acre. And creates or adds built upon area density of 24% or greater. Then you've got to go through the stormwater process as well. So there's some exemptions in there to get those smaller developments out of the system. Okay. Just to give you an idea, there's of what these SCM, stormwater control measures, may look like in the field. We have both primary and secondary devices. The primary devices are required by the state, where we've got to meet quality criteria. The secondary devices can be used just for attenuation, where attenuation is required. Okay, so we've got wetlands as primary devices, wet ponds as primary devices, dry ponds would be a secondary. We're removing the land dedication program. As it is right now, single-family residential, that is either 12 or 15%, depending on where they're located. If they go over 12 or 15%, then you can either pay into the land dedication program, buy into land dedication program. And for non-single-family residential, you can also use the land dedication program if you go over 50 to 60%, again, depending on where you are. What we're proposing is removing land dedication and instead having a simple base maximum imperviousness, which is a BUA max. We can go up to 30 to 40% maximum, no land dedication required. And for non-single family residential, 80%, but no more than that. The existing ordinance has caps for nitrogen buy-down. We've removed those caps. Right now, as the ordinance stands, you have to treat down to a certain level before you can buy down your nitrogen loading. But in the new ordinance, the state removed it, so we're removing it. There are no more caps. So the developer can buy down all of his nitrogen credits, or he can choose to do treatment plus credits. We've added a lot of clarification on plan submittals. We'd really like to have, less resubmittals and focus on 1 or 2 submittals and get everything squared away and out. So we've added some clarification to hopefully help with that. Okay. We've also added some clarification on the conversion of bonds that are in place for converting temporary controls into permanent controls, and on the stormwater control measure as-built certifications to make sure that the product that is left for homeowners association to manage it is left the way it was designed. We're also requiring annual inspections on these privately owned stormwater control measures. We don't have that as a requirement in the ordinance right now, but we are moving towards that. The buffer rules are going to change, but what's happened with the ordinance right now, the stormwater ordinance has both stormwater and buffers all in one ordinance. We're going to break those out. And so buffers will be addressed separately. So the ordinance that you see is going to look a lot thinner, but it's simply because those buffer rules are moving out and being adopted as they exist. We'll come back later. We've got to do some updates to the buffer rules, but we want to get through this process first. I don't know if you can see the at-a-glance table, but this gives you an idea, a summary of everything that I just went through based upon the location of your development. So inside the Municipal Transportation District, outside MTD, inside the environmentally sensitive area, and in the Middle Creek Basin. And the criteria that are existing versus that criteria that are proposed. So you can certainly look at that as well to kind of get a snapshot of the big modifications. So our timeline for this, we're going to take this to the Board of Commissioners for them to call for a public hearing on August 4th. We anticipate an effective date of November 1st, 2025. There is a state statute regarding what is considered vested rights or permit choice. And we will be following that for the implementation of this as it rolls out. And there are a lot of nuances in that rule. Of course, it's a state rule. But generally speaking, if something has been approved to some manner by the county prior to November 1st, then they're exempted. However, they have the option, or they're exempted from the revised, the new updated ordinance. However, they have the option, permit choice, go under the old rules or go under the new rules. And they may find that going under the new rules may be more advantageous. So that's it in a nutshell. Do you all have any questions of us?
I have one.
Yes, sir.
And it's just a curiosity. You talked about pre and post runoff. Does the county do any analysis to look after, post development to make sure that's being met?
No, we do not.
Okay.
That would be captured in floodplain regulations and in the updated flood maps for certain size streams. But other than that, no, we don't.
Okay.
There's an expectation of maintenance on those stormwater control measures too over time to make sure we meet that. And that's one of the reasons why we've got a beefier SCM certification at the end. We rely on our engineers because they're good.
Do we need any action taken for this?
This is,
We actually would like you to take action. The ordinance requires that you make comments and recommendations to the board, so it would be helpful if you would do that.
Okay.
Sure. I make a motion to approve from this board to the county commissioners.
A second.
I have a motion by Ms. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Lovering. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against? Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Before we get started on subdivisions, I did miss something. We do have some announcements. If you're here for the Earpsboro 2502 subdivision, that has been tabled until August 19th. And if you're also here for the zoning for 2505, that has been pulled and probably will be
2505 is going to be day after.
next month.
That's
Yes.
tabled.
And then the case text 2501 has been withdrawn. So if you're here for any of those, please come back next month.
And we do need a vote to table.
Yeah. Have a motion.
Do we want to do that now, or do we when we get to each one of them? Okay, so I make a motion to table Earpsboro 2A and 2B, and rezoning case 2505 to August, and then the case text 2501 has been withdrawn.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Sasser. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passed. All right. Okay, we're going to move on to subdivisions. Just remember that the vast majority of land in Johnston County is zoned agricultural residential, which means by right you can farm it or build houses on it. As such, it is not the purview of the board to determine if a subdivision is appropriate for a specific area, only if the subdivision meets our codes and ordinances. Because this is a quasi-judicial hearing, we ask that any testimony given be directly relevant to how the subdivision does or does not meet the codes and ordinances of the county. As we are the final approval body for subdivision, all those that wish to give a testimony related to a subdivision will need to be sworn in, and we ask that all speakers provide their name and addresses for the record. So if you wish to give testimony, please stand and raise your right hand. What's to say? You swear that the testimony you give today be the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, first up is Jordan Ridge Phase 2. It's an additional lot from something that was Phase 2 was originally approved for 24 lots on June 17th of 2003. Owner and developer is Seabreeze Properties LLC. Surveyor or engineer is Dalton Engineering and Associates. It's in the 600 block of Josephine Road in the Cleveland Township, served by Macklemore Fire and CNS Rescue. It's .49 acres, one lot proposed, Johnston County Public Water. County sewer is being proposed. Traffic count for Josephine was 2,600 vehicles per day, but that was in 2022. This portion of Josephine Road does not appear on the comprehensive transportation plan as needing improvement. It is not within the environmentally sensitive area, or it is within the environmentally sensitive area. However, no floodplain appears on the parcel. This lot was originally listed as not approved building lot by Johnston County Environmental Health and also reserved by owner. It does not meet current standards for lot size minimum. If the applicant must provide proof of Johnston County Public Utilities Director that they will be approved to access sewer. In regards to direct driveway access on Josephine Road, major subdivisions to be located on local roads shall be so designed that there shall be no more than one direct residential connection per 500 feet along the same side of a local road unless it can be demonstrated that the proposed subdivision cannot be physically designed, that no reasonable alternative exists, or it would create an unreasonable hardship without a corresponding public benefit to prohibit individual driveway access onto a local road. Also from the Johnston County Land Design Manual, where there's 4 or more lots being proposed, where no easement exists and where the parent tract has direct road frontage, an easement shall not be allowed. The development must dedicate right-of-way meeting the requirements of this section. A waiver can be allowed by the planning board if it's determined that in pursuit of this action, a hardship is created upon the property that provides no benefit to the safety, welfare, and quality of life to the public. So basically what you're looking at, they did provide what was originally approved in Phase 2. The top map that you have is in red is the one that's being outlined, and it's also circled on your on the screen there.
And I will add some context to this as far as driveway permit access. It was approached to the Department of Transportation about the driveway permit, and they would have to get a driveway permit for that single lot, although it would not be preferred by the department. The department could not, legally prevent them from having access to that piece of property. Any other questions, staff? Who's here to talk on behalf of Jordan Ridge Phase 2? Give us your name and address, please.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good evening. My name is Jonathan Barnes. I'm employed at Dalton Engineering and Associates, and our office is located at 446 East Main Street, Clayton, North Carolina. Our office is assisting the owner of the proposed, or of the parcel, with this application. Here tonight to help answer any questions that we can. And one item Mr. Marr just brought up was providing or demonstrating that Johnston County would be available to serve the property with both public water and public sewer. And we do have transmittal, I'll be happy to share.
It's in the-
Oh,
It's in the
okay,
packet.
okay. Thank you, Mr. Marr. Anyway, again, happy to help answer any questions that I can.
Okay. So originally Jordan Ridge is septic tanks inside the subdivision?
Phase 2 is our septic tank lots.
Okay.
Phase 3, a transition was made to public sewer.
Gotcha. And the letter allows access to that public sewer?
That's correct. There's an existing lift station directly south of this parcel that the county will allow the parcel to tie to.
Okay. Any other questions?
Is there any other way to access this lot?
Mr. Sasser, unfortunately, for the parcel, there's existing residential development directly north of this vacant parcel, as well as to the east. And then, like I was saying earlier, there's an existing pump station directly to the south of this lot. So Josephine Road would be the sole access point.
And I'm just curious, I've never seen this happen before. I mean, has anybody got any experience with this? I mean, this happened in the county before?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
However, I mean, it's not to say that it can't. Obviously, you're gonna have lots created or deemed that at a point in time, it may be deemed unsuitable for development based on septic, and then sewer becomes available, it could. It's not unheard of, but I haven't seen it in my 10 years.
okay. Any other questions?
As it stands right now, basically, other than sewer, the barrier for access is just access. It's the driveway that's the hurdle that we're trying to get over. Is that the primary thing here? Do we have any information about the driveway separation across the road? It seems like those are,
They're very close.
yeah. So it's-
I mean, the siding of the home, just based on the shape of the lot, the dimensions of the lot is gonna be in this area here.
Yeah.
And the setback, which is gonna be 70 feet off the right of way edge. So it's gonna be tucked in this corner. So stands to reason the driveway is gonna be in this short distance.
Yeah.
Put in a turn lane.
If it gets to the Department of Transportation, a determination will be made then if if it meets the criteria. And it's just an unusual situation. I can say I've never seen one that comes after the fact like this one. Any other questions?
What was the original, it says, the original listing was not approved building lot in Johnston County by environmental health. Does that just means you couldn't get a septic on it with this size lot, or what?
Well,
Yeah.
not necessarily for this size lot. There are actually lots in Jordan Ridge Phase 2 that are physically smaller than this parcel. But at the time, there just wasn't availability of enough suitable soil for a septic system for this particular acreage.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody here like to speak in opposition? Okay, bring it back to staff.
Staff recommendation is denial based on the direct driveway access onto Josephine Road and lack of required driveway separation.
Where's the lack of driveway separation?
It will be with the, it's less than 500 feet from the entrance to the subdivision.
From Moonlight?
What is the number?
How many feet is it actually?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's-
low. I mean, if you assume the house is gonna be in
That
this
corner.
area here, I mean, you're looking at a driveway, most likely, best case scenario is from here.
And while he's pulling that up, the county's
150.
requirement is 500 feet. The
500 feet.
NCDOT will probably be 100, I believe.
It's less than 300 on the same side of the road to the entrance of Jordan Ridge Phase 2, or around, just
300.
over 300. And it's gonna be tens of feet from the ones across the road.
Which are already, the ones across the road are already, they're not served internally
No.
either. Just making that.
Probably what, 150 feet between those two or something like that?
Probably.
Based on staff's recommendation, I make a motion to deny.
I second.
Have a motion made by Ms. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Lovering. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against?
Aye.
Aye.
I wasn't ready.
3-2. Yep.
So the against was Sasser and Little.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, next up. Little Pine Homestead. Owner is Daniel and Tracy Carlton, developers Dan Carlton, surveyor engineers Herb Proctor. The location is 5251 NC Highway 231 in the O'Neills Township, served by Corinth Holders Fire Clayton Rescue. It's 2.09 acres, 2 lots proposed. Johnston County Public Water for 1 lot and a well for the other lot. It's going to be served by individual septic. Traffic count is 3,300 vehicles per day. That was in 2023 for NC Highway 231. This portion of NC 231 appears on the comprehensive transportation plan as an existing major thoroughfare with adequate design capacity. It is within the environmentally sensitive area, and no floodplain appears on the parcel. Again, with this is where there's 4 or more lots you must dedicate, and it has direct road frontage. An easement shall not be allowed. The developer must dedicate a right-of-way meeting the requirements of this section. I believe there is an easement already there for one of the lots, so this will be going off that easement, it's just, so. But as with the other one, a waiver may be allowed if determined by the planning board that in pursuit of the section, a hardship is created upon the property that provides no benefit to the safety, welfare, and quality of life to the public.
All right, thank you, sir. Anybody here like to speak for Little Pine Homestead? Give us your name and address, please, sir.
Good evening. My name's Dan Carlton. I am the applicant for this subdivision, so just wanted to come and see whatever questions you all may have, and it'll help you out.
Can you explain to us what the hardship is that you're asking for, the variance that, for this?
The, there's the 2.09 lots, or the 2.09 is behind another acreage, so trying to use that easement to get back access to that, and wanted to split that 2-acre lot into 2 1-acre lots. There's an existing dwelling on the first lot of the 2. It has county water. The second one will actually have a well. So hardship would be to use that easement that's already there in place to get access to it.
Gotcha. Any other questions?
Do you reside at that location?
I do, yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody here like to speak in opposition? Bring back staff.
Staff recommendation was denial due to not having a dedicated right-of-way meeting the county standards for major subdivisions. However, this is only 2 lots, and technically it could have waited for the 5-year period and came through as a minor, so take that into consideration also.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? I entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve made by Mr. Stafford, second by Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against?
Okay, next on the agenda is the estates at Narren Farm. Its owner is Armstrong Timber Management, developer is Brian Armstrong, surveyor engineer is David Upchurch. It's NC Highway 42 East, just west of Old Beulah Road in the O'Neill's Township, served by O'Neill's Fire and THS Rescue Squad. It's 39.59 acres, 29 lots proposed, Johnston County Public Water, individual septic. Traffic counts 4,600 vehicles per day. That was in 2023 for Highway 42 East. This portion of 42 East appears on the Comprehensive Transportation Plan as an existing major thoroughfare with adequate design capacity. Per NCDOT, road improvements will be required.
Any questions, staff? Who is here like to speak on behalf of the estates at Narren Farm? Yes, sir. Give us your name and address, please, sir.
My name is David Upchurch, 244 National Drive, Pinehurst, North Carolina. I represent D&L Engineering. I'm the president of the company. And we are representing Armstrong Timber on this project. Staff has described it to you. The only things that are special about it is that there is a wetland near the front of the property that we will have to skirt, and we've done all the wetland surveys, got a jurisdictional determination, established a mitigation fee, so the appropriate contacts have been made as far as the wetland permit goes. So that will be activated upon your approval of this project. My owner, of course, is not going to pay the mitigation fee of $27,000 until this thing's approved. 27 lots, septic tanks, public water, impervious, is well below the 15%. There is a small stream that we've identified on the back, and GPS located that, and we have offset that, the 50-foot buffer so that we don't have any lot touching within the stream buffer. Other than that, I don't have any further comments. I would appreciate your approval.
Anybody got any questions for the applicant? And you did, that road improvements would be required based off NCDOT's recommendations? Road improvements will be required?
Yes,
sir.
turning lane if required, yes.
Yes, sir. Any other questions? Thank you, sir. Anyone here like to speak in opposition? Yes, sir. If you give us your name and address, please.
My name is William Jeffrey Creech. I live at 11365 Old Beulah Road on approximately 7 acres to the east side of the proposed subdivision. And I understood what you said in the beginning of the meeting about meeting codes. If you look at the map, the average lot size on these is like 0.69 acres, which I think is just above the 0.6 acre minimum that the county requires. And if you take the setbacks and everything accordingly, you know, the construction area gets down to like 0.46 acres, with the width of the lot then only being 90 feet wide for construction. My concern is septic tanks. You know, we're going to allow this many septic tanks in this smaller area, and as well as the wetlands. I appreciate the comments on the wetlands, and that wetlands on the north, on the south side of the property is called Little Buffalo Creek. And drainage is from the north to the south there. The land just slopes that way. Appreciate the comments on the access to Highway 42. Anybody that's familiar with that intersection knows that is one dangerous intersection in the early morning and afternoon. We've already added turn lanes for Highway 222 to try to ease that situation. So appreciate the highway improvement if approved. I'm not opposed to the development of the property at all. If you look at the surrounding communities, you know, and again, I understand this is not, you know, a code violation or anything. The houses and lots are, you know, much bigger that are going to join this. And again, allowing that many septic tanks in such a small area is a major concern, considering the size of lots. I would request that the board deny as laid out, and that the developer would consider larger lots for building a little bit bigger houses.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Good evening, Board. I'm not really here for opposition.
Give us your name and
My name
address,
is Richard Lee, 3303 Wisteria Drive in Clayton. I own a lot, probably 100 yards along the access point to the subdivision. Don't have a problem with the subdivision itself. I just want to ensure that any permeous runoff doesn't impact my 100 yards along the entrance to that subdivision. It sounds like they're being addressed, but that's my main concerns.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Bring back staff.
Staff recommendation is preliminary approval subject to the conditions and requirements set forth in the staff report.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Mr. Crenshaw, seconded by Mr. Savage. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those against? Thank you.
Next up is the Charles Massey tract, owner Charles Massey Senior Trust. Developers Lipscomb Development, surveyor engineers Becker Morgan Group. It's a 6,400 block of Cleveland Road in the Cleveland Township, served by McLemore Fire and CNS Rescue. It's 54.74 acres, 35 lots proposed. Johnston County Public Water, individual septic. This portion of Cleveland Road appears on the comprehensive transportation plan as a boulevard needing improvement. This parcel is within the environmentally sensitive area, however, no floodplain appears on the parcel. Again, per NCDOT, road improvements will be required.
Any questions, staff? Thank you, sir. Who would here like to speak in for the applicant?
Hello, Board. Amanda Grimm, Becker Morgan Group, address 314 East Main, Clayton, North Carolina. I am Amanda Grimm, professional engineer and project manager at Becker Morgan Group, representing the Cleveland Road Charles Massey tract that you have in front of you. So we have 35 single-family lots, septic, Johnston County Water. We do have one stream crossing. So with your approval tonight, we'll move forward with all appropriate permitting through all agencies that are required, including transportation improvements.
Is the open space going to be maintained by an HOA?
That will be part of, yes.
I don't see a typical section for the, oh, yeah, I do. Never mind. Never mind.
And I think this subdivision may be in the limits of an existing DOT STIP project that's coming up.
Correct?
And just make sure to coordinate with
Yes.
DOT folks. Any other questions, applicant? Thank you, ma'am. Anybody here like to speak against? Bring back staff.
Staff recommendations, preliminary approval subject to conditions and requirements in the staff report.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Lovering. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you.
Last up for subdivisions is Saddle Creek Farms. Owner is Patrick Murphy and Sheila M. Locklear. Developers Pentel Development LLC. Surveyor engineer is Marcia Engineering Services. It's the 600 block of Tart Road in the Meadow Township, served by Meadow Fire and Benson Rescue. It's 68.82 acres, 58 lots proposed. Johnston County Public Water, individual septic. Traffic count for Tart Road is not available. This portion of Tart Road does not appear on the comprehensive transportation plan as needing improvement. A reverse landscape buffer is required for lots backing up to Tart Road.
Any questions for staff? Thanks, sir. Who would here like to speak for the applicant? Give us your name and address, please, sir.
Brett Barefoot, Marsh Engineering Services, 5624 Toby Place Road, Stedman, North Carolina, 28391. Saddle Creek Farms is a proposed low-density residential subdivision that has 58 single-family homes. Subdivision is proposed and will be designed to comply with all Johnston County land development codes and ordinances. And if there's any questions for us, I'd be happy to answer.
Any questions for the applicant? Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody here like to speak against? Bring back staff.
Staff recommendations, preliminary approval subject to the conditions and requirements set forth in the staff report.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by to approve made by Ms. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Satter. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. And the next one was tabled, correct?
That's correct.
Yes, sir. Now we'll move on to rezoning and conditional zoning cases. Case 2504.
Yes, sir. Case 2504, petition to rezone .948 acres of a 1.57 acre parcel located at 477 Hatcher Road in the micro township from agriculture residential to general business conditional zoning. Owner is Cassandra and Jared Bridges. Applicant is Cassandra Bridges. Conditional zoning request is an animal boarding facility. It's served by the Shoe Hill Fire District and the THS Rescue Squad. Existing land use is zoned agriculture residential and is used as a residence. Also, the surrounding is also all zoned agriculture residential and used for those purposes. Traffic count for this portion of Hatcher Road is not available, and it does not appear on the comprehensive transportation plan as needing improvement. This area is located within a designated agricultural area, future land use place type on the envisioned Johnston 2040 comprehensive land use plan. It is intended to remain rural while allowing some residential uses at very low densities. There were 6 notices sent out to adjacent property owners. A pre-application meeting was held with the applicant on September 10th of 2024.
Any questions, staff? Who would like to speak for the applicant? Yes, ma'am, if you give us your name and address, please.
Hello, my name is Cassandra Bridges. I do live at 477 Hatcher Road. I am the owner of Cassie's Critter Care. I'm here today to request the zoning change for my property to allow the operation of a dog kennel at Cassie's Critter Care. I am a locally owned pet care business that provides in-home boarding with training, drop-in visits, and dog walking services. I have served over 150 clients in this past year. My passion for animals and years of experience working in kennels and front desk roles inspired me to create a safe and reliable and caring environment for pets. The requested zoning change will allow me to operate a small-scale dog kennel on my property. This change is necessary to meet the growing demand for quality pet care services in our area, especially for clients who need boarding for reliable drop-in visits while they are at work. I would ideally have 20 to 30 dog kennels in the building, depending on how it lays out. It would provide a much-needed service for working families and pet owners. It would create local jobs to support the local economy, and as well providing families that are getting pets a kennel that is much needed. I would a commitment to strict adherence to noise control and cleanliness, secure fencing and safety measures to prevent escapes. Waste disposal will follow all local and sanitation requirements. Dogs will be supervised at all times to minimize noise and disruption, and limited outdoor play hours to respect neighbors and peace and quiet. The dogs will have indoor and outdoor spaces to play. The clients will have scheduled appointments for drop-off and pickup for daycare. And then we will regular cleaning schedules to provide proper waste disposal. And the land itself will be maintained. In conclusion, I am committed to being a responsible business owner and a good neighbor. Approving this zoning change will help me meet the needs of local pet owners and contribute positively to our community. And I appreciate your consideration and happy to answer any questions. I don't have any pictures for PDFs, but I printed off pictures of what my hopes, if you'd like to see, of what it would look like from the outside and inside, because it would be a luxury boarding on the inside.
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
The gravel drive
Yes, sir.
to the west,
Yes.
Does that cross the property line? Is it shared on the property line?
That is our land, and the easement is for the neighbors behind us and in front of us, and their lots that they own behind us.
So there's an easement there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Is it? Is this the easement or just?
It is a 60-foot easement.
But I was talking about the track 2. Is that yours as well?
No, that is not mine.
And that's what I was saying. That gravel drive that crosses that property line.
Yeah, it crosses the property line.
Are you talking about the one on the, kind of where that mouse is at? That one?
Yes.
That is our driveway.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There is a new gravel driveway on, to the left of the property. It's obviously not pictured or anything like that, but there is a new gravel driveway right there to allow the easement.
And that serves
Our neighbors behind us.
behind.
Yes, sir. Well, the access to their land as well, yeah.
Got it.
And that side would also be where our parking lot would be, because our drainage field is right beside that, our driveway.
So just for me to be clear, the access easement and your driveway are going to be right beside each other. Is that correct?
Say that one more time.
That the access easement, the 60-foot access easement,
Yes, sir.
and the 24-foot wide driveway for the business will be right beside each other.
Yeah, it would be, we'd use that driveway and then parking lots, just right beside it, yes, sir.
It looks like it joins.
Yeah.
It joins.
Yeah, it does.
So would those homeowners have to go through your parking lot?
They would not go through the parking lot, it would be beside it. They would, the parking lots, spots would be outside of that driveway.
Interesting.
Yeah, you might need to show that more clearly on your sketch here.
Okay.
You're talking
That
about,
easement coming
this
down.
is the easement,
Yeah.
And then, but it joins right here.
Yeah.
unless this is off.
Going.
I think the confusion for
I
us
think this
is
is
that
dead end.
you're seeing the 60-foot easement and your gravel parking lot and your driveway and your neighbor behind you's driveway is all encompassing in that 60-foot easement.
Yes, and so the easement where the line falls,
I think this line should
where
go
on it
like
would
this.
be, our parking lot would be right on the outside,
Right,
but
what
yes,
are-
our clients would drive on that
And the
driveway.
connection from. Cause it, yeah. It looks like it's all shared.
Yeah, there's no definition between access into her business and,
I think that curve at the end at Hatcher Road should just go straight to Hatcher Road rather than like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the easement.
Yeah, I think to help would be some clarification and redrawing of this that shows exactly how the access for your business is going to work and for the neighbor behind you.
Redrawing the driveway itself and where the parking
And
lots.
showing exactly how that's going to work.
Okay.
Now, I mean, it's just wasn't real clear.
Of course.
Any other questions for
I
that?
noticed you had business hours shown on your submittal from 7 to 7 or 8 to 7.
Roughly, obviously.
Is that, no animals, are the animals inside during those hours? They're not outside during the night?
No, it would not be any, it would all be enclosed,
Enclosed.
no outdoor kennel runs or anything of the sort.
That's weird.
No, like guillotine doors or anything.
And you said how many you were thinking?
20 to 30, if I can fit 20, awesome. If I can fit more, depending on how it's truly laid out inside.
So you run this, you're actually doing somewhat of this business out of your home now?
Yes, sir.
And I know we've got to go through one step to get to the next step, but if we get to that point and an application for a driveway permit is submitted to the Department of Transportation, it will have to be a shared driveway application, meaning that,
They would have to approve it as well.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Unless there's some distinction where it splits and y'all figure that out, where he has his driveway, you have your driveway. As long as you're both sharing that easement, then that is a shared driveway. Just
Yeah.
giving you a heads up. Any other questions?
It doesn't look like there's any business around.
There are 2 other businesses, 3 actually on our street. There's a CPA right next to us, as well as the Myrick Vineyards that is closer towards 39. And then somebody that is doing construction out of their home, like that's where their home base is at.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Anybody here like to speak against? Give us your name and address, please, sir.
My name is Brett Phillips. I own 391 Hatcher Road. I have a couple of printouts if y'all want them. Follow along.
Thank you.
Just a little bit blown out of the space.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
So first, I want to say that I support and I'm not opposed to small businesses, and I'm glad that we live in a country where we have the freedoms to practice these and achieve our dreams. That being said, I've talked to Cassandra and her husband, and I think they're great people. I don't have any objections to them at all. I just have a couple of concerns that I think warrant a little bit of explanation. The driveway that I utilize to access my property, which I guess I should say I'm building a house directly behind this property on the 2 lots. You can see they've been recombined on there. And it's marked in dark blue. It almost looks black, but that's the driveway we use. And I do understand that this driveway is on an easement. I do not own the property. It's just there for me to access my house. And then the property behind me that my family owns I colored that in green at the very back. There's 2 extra lots. My first concern is the driveway, the possibility of impeding my access due to large amounts of traffic. 20 to 30 dogs, I think, means possibly 20 to 30 cars. And if you look where I've marked in red on there, that's on Hatcher Road. That is a very sharp, a sharp blind curve. You cannot see over the hill or through the house there. And I'm just worried about, that's how my wife comes home from work, coming from that direction. And so I'm worried about being stopped in the middle of the road, waiting for a car to leave or pull in, and somebody coming up behind her. I think that could be a hazard for anybody. And then also, I bought this land and I'm building this house because it is across the road from my parents, and my children like to go down the driveway with us, go visit, and I just want to make sure that it is safe with it being a commercial driveway. Third thing that I'm like to point out is that what you spoke about, Mr. Little, is the driveway that is there now, I believe, is like a 16 or 18 foot tile, and it's not big enough for what's proposed there. So, but that was covered. And then the other thing to consider is that this driveway / parking lot area, it is going to cover my primary feeders, which supply a transformer at the front corner of my property, and then my water lines that supply my house. And I'm just concerned about the access for these utilities in the event of needed repairs and my liability as owner of these utility lines for any damage caused to the driveway, you know, if I do have to repair it or replace anything. But that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Question. How did the 60-foot easement come about? Does anybody know that history? I mean, I'm just curious. If you would, if you could answer.
I'm assuming it's an recorded easement.
It is. Yeah, it's recorded in the deed. So originally, that land was all one big tract of land, and over the years it got split up, and the front land, I used to have a 25, I think all of them have a 25-foot easement going down the side, but before the house at 477 was sold, it was extended to a 60-foot easement in case anybody wanted to build a house back there.
Okay.
Which is happening.
Anyone else like to speak in opposition? Here's your name and address, please, sir.
My name is Warren Phillips. I'm here with my wife, Angel Phillips. We live at 452 Hatcher Road, which is directly across from where this proposed kennel is. I want to thank you, members of the board, for allowing us to be here tonight. I'm here to give my thoughts on the proposed dog kennel. First of all, I want to express my sincere desire not to cause anyone any hurt or ill by what I say. I think Cassie and her husband are real fine people. We've never had any trouble with them. I do have concerns. The kennel going in for several reasons. I've had a lot of time over the last couple of years to digest and try to look at their side of the situation from every angle. My wife used to own a daycare. We believe in the small business. I know that Cassie loves animals and that what they do. I know people who've let them keep their pets and they're very favorable of them. My concern is as follows. We have observed a lot of traffic going in and out of their house for the last 3 years. Every day and into the night. Holidays are especially busy. This past July 4th, we noticed maybe 10 cars coming in on the drive on Sunday at the end of the weekend. So I'm not sure how many dogs they have now, but the proposed kennel will mean much more traffic. Keep in mind that this traffic will be 7 days a week, not many hours a day. I say all hours of the day, I don't know. Another concern is the barking of the animals. Right now, the animals are kept on the other side of their house, but we hear them all the time. When the car drives down the gravel path on that side of the house, or when an owner comes to pick up their pets, it can be especially loud when one dog gets another, then another going. And at times I've heard as many as maybe 7 or 8 dogs barking at once, and this is with their house and a fence blocking the sound, and their house is offset from our house. Animal waste is a concern. We walked one day down the path and we could smell the animal waste. This kennel design allows open fencing on each end facing my house, and also my son's house being in construction, an open fence facing his house. They do show like border trees, bushes, or whatever, but I don't think that's going to keep all the sound out. The kennel design allows open fencing, and it would also allow some animal waste to be washed down or out at those points. My main concern is the proposed kennel is directly in front of my house. When Cassie first proposed the dog kennel, and it kind of took us by surprise, we didn't know how to even think about it. We had to digest what that meant. Later on, speaking to Jared and Cassie, we proposed trading behind their house some land for the right-of-way so they could move it further away, and they didn't want the idea. They thought it might disrupt somebody on that side of their house. So as the plan is now, my house will be almost 200 feet from the fenced area. We have a picture window in our living room that would be in front row seat for this business and traffic. Finally, what about the effect on the property value of my land, my son's land? This will affect the value of ours and our son's property, and all I can say is it might mean legal involvement later on. Again, I want to thank you for your time, for my time here.
Thanks, sir. Anyone else? Yes, sir. Your name and address, please, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm James Bailey. I live at 385 Hatcher Road, so I'm on the west side of this property. Thank you, members of the planning board, for hearing this. I have just a few things. I didn't write down a speech, and don't have it on my phone or anything else. I plain speak. Safety, as staff has alluded to, they were not aware, or maybe they didn't put it on there, but at Bailey Boykin Road, we got 55 homes that have just been built, so they're coming around the curve. Safety, I'm concerned about the driveway and the curve and people coming in and out. I'm concerned about Brett. When Brett was a young boy, he'd come to my house just about every Sunday getting ice cream. So I imagine his children probably will too, at least going to his grandparents' house. Marketability. As you well know, in Johnston County, taxes kind of increase with the values of our homes. I'm a little concerned what this would indicate and happen with at least Brett's house, my home, and homes around it. It's not a good marketing tool. I love my neighbors. I love what Cassie and her husband are doing, and you know, I can appreciate that. I have dogs and animals in my house, but I also know that when people come up and car doors slam, you're going to hear dogs. And with a kennel right there, I'm going to hear about 20 or 30 of them, and that concerns me. Now, what does that do to my value of my home? It's going down. So I appreciate your time. I know that y'all got a job to do. I've worked for Wake County government for 30 years. I understand where you're at. So good luck. Thank you for the time. Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Allow anyone to speak in agreement with it?
If you'd like, I mean, we had that session. Can we, yeah.
You just sat down and then you said opposition. So
Come on,
I didn't really know
that's fine.
at the time. I didn't know if you were
Your name and address, please.
Michael Miller, I live at 574 Hatcher Road. It's just down a little bit farther, kind of starting around the curve. But I can see, you know, Cassie and Jared's house from my location. Just want to let you guys know, I personally have no concerns. I've lived there for 4 years, known them for a little while. I know they put extreme thought and care into this, and with the 60 house subdivision just being built, I know their the traffic study done there was from 2019. I know it's not for the first part of the road, but it was only 200 cars per day, and the NC DOT, the AADT, shows that for 2023 there was still only about 200 cars per day. So it's really not an extreme traffic volume. I was concerned about the curve with the subdivision going in. However, it's less than a quarter mile from my house, and I haven't even been able to hear the construction noise necessarily, nor have any of the dump trucks or anything really involved in that. I know it's not what we're talking about, but my point being is that I have zero noise concerns, zero traffic concerns. I think it's a good idea. I think with the subdivision there, we're going to need more goods and services and businesses. I provide heat and air conditioning and plumbing services. We got 60 homes now there. People like to have pets, and I think we need to take care of them. So
I commend you for finding the ADT on DOT's website.
Thank you.
It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Anyone else? Thank everyone. Bring it back to staff.
Staff recommendation was for denial due to the access concerns from Hatcher Road. Also, it lacked buffering requirements along the easement. I will say that it is curved that I saw a few cars come around very fast whenever I was turning around to get out of there from putting up a sign. Just don't know if it's the greatest location for a business.
I think from my point of view, from as far as the site distance around the curve, if you applied for the driveway permit from the Department of Transportation, that would have to be certified to meet the requirements of the site distance. But for me, I mean, just the driveway issue is lingering. That's the one thing that stands out to me. I mean, that I can't how that's gonna work for everybody, and within a 160-foot easement that everybody has to share. But it's just my opinion on it.
I have concerns with that too. I really think this could be, I mean, if this is where it has to be, those issues need to be addressed, and there's enough property here that rerouting of this gravel driveway or access point could be done. I share Mr. Phillips' concerns with all of this coming together in one place on a 60-foot easement, especially a gravel driveway, and his utilities that run up that same easement. I have concerns with that.
It should also be noted, as far as the gravel driveway, it would be required by DOT to pave through the right-of-way.
Yes,
Yeah.
it'll be a paved apron.
I think it would be good if they do end up changing this in any way to pave all of it, but that's my opinion.
I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to deny.
A second.
Motion made by Mr. Lovering, second by Ms. Holmes to deny. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Mr. Chairman, if you'll remind them that that was the recommendation that'll go forth, and it'll go before the Board of County Commissioners for the final approval or decision, or, September 2nd, Tuesday.
So that will be the recommendation from this board, but the final decision will be made by the county commissioners on September 2nd at their scheduled meeting. All right.
As a reminder, 2505 for the rezoning on Raleigh Road has been tabled until next month. So last up for the evening for rezoning cases is conditional zoning case 2506. It's a petition to rezone 12.56 acres located on Pierce Road near the intersection of Cleveland Road in the Cleveland Township from agriculture residential to, actually it should be agriculture residential with a small portion in the interstate highway interchange, a small portion of that lot is, to industrial 2 conditional zoning. Owner is G. Paul Sherrill Jr., applicant's Gray Star Development East LLC. Conditional zoning request is various heavy industrial uses, which are listed further down. Services and utilities and services are provided by Macklemore Fire and CNS Rescue. Existing land use is on agricultural, residential, and IHI overlay. And it is a vacant lot as of right now. Surrounding land use is zoned agriculture, residential, and used for those purposes. Zone interstate highway interchange, and is used for many different businesses and industrial uses, zone general business, and also used for multiple business uses. This area is near the Cleveland Road 42/40 area, so if you're familiar with that. Their traffic count for Pierce Road is 1,400 vehicles per day in 2022. It does not appear on the transportation plan as needing improvement. This area is located within a designated regional mixed-use center. Future land use place type for the envisioned Johnston 2040 comprehensive land use plan. It is intended for centers of activity that include a mix of retail, restaurant, service, office, civic, and institutional uses. A portion of this lot is also already in the IHI overlay. There were 6 notices sent out to adjacent property owners. Pre-application meeting was held with the applicant on May 28th of 2025.
Any questions, staff? Thank you, sir. Who's here like to speak for the applicant?
Hi, my name is Gary Zrock. I'm with Scout and Co-Engineering, the engineer, site land development, working on this on behalf
Give us your address,
Oh,
please?
sorry, 4000 West Chase Boulevard, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Thank you.
I'm here with Gray Star, who's here with me. Just, as far as this goes, we're looking at more of a flex industrial type use this area, which it all falls in that IHI kind of use pattern already, which is already covering in the corner. You can see on the screen the conceptual layout we have. There's sewer easement that runs on the northwest side through the parcel that we would be utilizing for sewer. Water's already in the street. Pierce Road is obviously, as everyone knows, with Cleveland there, has already had upgrades and everything at that intersection, everything like that. We've had preliminary talks with DOT as well as with town staff on everything. We plan to use Class C buffers on all sides to use as much existing vegetation as possible to maintain that. There's a stream off property to the northwest. Some of the buffer will go into that corner, but would all fall within that buffer as well, the Class Ds, that we would avoid any environmental impacts on the site. We're happy to answer any questions that staff may have. That's all then. Yeah, okay, sir, they're here as well to answer any questions.
Hey y'all, thanks for having us in today.
Can you give us your...
Sure. William Barrett with Greystar. Address is 555 Fayetteville Street, Suite 300, Raleigh, 27601.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant?
Is this business, this would be pickup and drop off for 18-wheelers?
That's the 2505.
I got the wrong picture.
No, it's that.
You got the
it's
wrong
that one.
packet.
You just got the wrong.
Yeah, you got the wrong packet.
Yeah, it's that.
Is that what we're doing?
2506. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
It's, yep.
Yeah,
that's
he's
it.
got it right.
Yeah, he's got the picture right.
Oh, you're looking at the trailer
Yeah, I'm
stalls.
looking at the trailer stalls, wondering if you're gonna have 18-wheelers coming in and out of here, that's all.
For the Raleigh Road?
Oh, I see what you're talking, I see what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there would be some component of that. This is definitely not a size typical shape for a distribution or anything that you would see a lot of truck traffic for. It's more that flex use type use, so there will be some people who might have deliveries for 18-wheelers and things like that. So that's why we have access on that rear, but it's not the intended overall use of it's not a distribution type standard building.
Yeah, and I would just add the building depth is a lot shallower than the typical distribution buildings that have heavy truck traffic.
Yeah, the trailer stalls threw me for a loop there. I didn't know if they were having 18-wheelers backing in there.
Yeah, the Lake County line's right in here.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir. Anyone
y'all.
here like to speak in opposition? Yes, sir. If you give us your name and address, please.
My first name is Adam, last name is Shaw, it's H-A-W. And I live at 197 Waterpine Drive in Garner. So I live in the subdivision right down the road from the proposed plant here at Sherrill Place. You could pretty much see my house or the lot. It's 197. It's basically adjacent to the pond that's no longer there. We have numerous concerns from a noise pollution standpoint, from traffic standpoint, visibility, lighting, as you mentioned, tractor trailer coming in and coming out. The traffic in that area has, as you may know, has really blown up in the last few years. We've had numerous subdivisions that have come into that area. Traffic at that intersection is much worse than it used to be. I know they redid it, not too long ago, but there's a lot more traffic nowadays. Pierce Road, I've seen numerous accidents since I've been living on that street alone. Again, I work from home primarily. I don't want to hear tractor trailers coming in and out all day long. I know some of my neighbors also work from home and share some of the same concerns. Again, one of the other concerns I have is property values. This area is primarily residential, as you noted, agricultural. Now we're going to have potentially this ugly-looking warehouse, with all due respect, at the corner of the road here. it will fundamentally change the area and how it looks. I know a few months back, there was another proposal for another building also on Cleveland Road. I'm not sure if this is the same owners. That one, I believe, was either rejected and or withdrawn, presumably for similar types of reasons. So I would piggyback on any of those types of reasons that the prior request had also put forth. Again, noise, traffic, pollution, pick any one of those. So I should also mention that I'm also the president of the HOA, so I can relate to you that I've talked to multiple neighbors who have shared similar concerns about this project, and at least one other neighbor here is here as well, would also like to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Give us your name and address, please.
Good evening. My name is Kanae. That's spelled K-A-N-A. Last name's Cutchin, C-U-T-C-H-I-N. I reside at 85 Bealsview Drive, Garner, North Carolina, and as I said, I'm in the Sherrill's Place community as well. I am very concerned about this project. My concerns mainly revolve around the safety. While there was some minor updates to Pierce Road, there were no updates that were done that would accommodate 18-wheelers going in and out that street. My son attends school, so he catches the bus on Pierce Road. Increase in traffic will make it very unsafe and we have a lot of children in the neighborhood across the street from us. So safety as far as the bus routes during the school year. And again, Pierce Road is just not designed for that kind of traffic and for a business. It is truly a residential road. And so for that, I would ask the board to consider denying this request.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Name and address, please, ma'am.
Sarah Shaw, 197 Water Pine Drive. I'm Adam's wife. Just reiterating, we moved into the Sherrill Place community, which was the first development that went in on Pierce Road. All the other houses had been existing for quite some time. So we were the first new development to go in. We moved in 2018 as part of, while it was still under construction. Since the 2022 traffic survey that was done, that entire community across the street of an additional 64 homes went in. The community behind us there on the top of the screen with an additional 98 homes have gone in since that last traffic survey was done. The turn at Pierce and Cleveland is dark at night. It is incredibly dark. It is an unsafe turn at this point in time. I do not like turning there at night when I have to make a left-hand turn. And I mean, I've driven backcountry roads my entire life, and I do not like making that turn. There's a blind turn. We had a car that went off the road, hit one of our trees, flipped upside down, and thank God all the teenagers lived. But that turn is a very dangerous turn by our communities as is. As Kanae mentioned, there's a single bus stop for both of those neighborhoods at that point across the street from each other. It's already unsafe. It's already dangerous at dark. I understand 18-wheelers may not be the primary trucks coming in, but it's still not, we are not set up. If you look at that, again, like she said, it is residential. This is not part of the 42 business construction. We are off 42. And again, property values, I mean, who's going to want to buy any of our homes that are right next door to a business like that? It's not like you can walk to it's not the local bar. It's not a restaurant you can walk to and get a good meal. It's industrial. It does not fit the circumstances of the entire region for Pierce Road itself. If this were farther, maybe on the other side off of Old Drugstore, there's several other industrial complexes where we take our dog off of, I believe, Shipwreck Road. There's other areas that are already built with industrial that it would fit better with than our residential road. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir. Name and address, please, sir.
Zeno Seagroves, 12731 Cleveland Road.
Could you repeat your name at the microphone?
Zeno Seagroves, 12731 Cleveland Road. I live on the north side of the project for 38 years.
I'm not hearing opposition. I don't understand what's being built here. What kind of business is going to be built here?
Okay.
That's all I want to know.
We'll get you an answer to your
Okay.
question. Thank you, sir. Hold on. Yeah. Anyone else in opposition before we get the applicant to answer that question? Bring it back to that.
Yeah, so, as far as what type of businesses are going in here, we don't know exactly what type of business, obviously, at this time. There's no, this is speculative in nature, there's no actual, like, tenant sign, there's not built a suit for this, if that makes sense. But as a good example is, south of this is the, Merit Properties development that I believe has, like, it's the one that's blue on this screen. If you're familiar with that area, it's gonna be similar use types and similar product type as that.
This is a spec field, and you're expecting a certain kind of business, so.
That is correct.
What is that kind of business that you are speculating?
Yeah, so it's gonna be similar uses to that. It's gonna be, yeah, and then looking.
Sir, if you were talking to the microphone
Oh, I'm
and
so
and
sorry,
not talk
yeah.
between us, and if
I
you have any
apologize.
other questions, please come up, if you don't mind. Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Tanner Hicklin at 555 Fayetteville Street in Raleigh. Just to kind of reinforce what Gary said, it is speculative in nature, but who our target tenants are going to be very similar businesses to that Merit property Gary pointed out, drafting off their success. I mean, you got everybody from window, HVAC, granite companies in there. Pickles and Play is a pickleball user. So those type users are exactly, we're very similar design to that project, exactly who we're targeting is building supplies to help sort of support the housing industry. And then, possibility for some groups like pickleballs, tech companies, local businesses, et cetera. But these are all smaller profile, targeting local businesses.
Thank you. Oh. To answer your question, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. I know you guys all want to get out of here, so I'll try to keep quick. One of the main differences I think it's important to note is that the Merit Properties that was just discussed, that's on 42 or 36 or whatever they're calling it nowadays, right? This is not. This is a residential road. We're talking apples and oranges. And the fact that it's pure speculation makes my concerns even greater, is that we have no idea what kind of business. It could be a concrete company. We could have tractor trailers in and out all day long, every day. I won't be able to enjoy sitting out on my porch without hearing these trucks banging around and making noise and smells and all these other pollutants. So again, I urge the board to reject this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Bring back staff.
I would like to make a point that, for his last statement, as far as I2 uses, the following will not be allowed: asphalt plant, concrete plant, cotton gin, cotton waste processing, feed, seed, flour manufacturing, fertilizing manufacturing, livestock sales, meat packing plant, or poultry processing plant. So some of the heavier uses would not be allowed there. They took those out, and it is in the conditions set forth. With that being said, staff recommendation is approval based on the consistency statement and the staff report.
I do have a question. And it was mentioned earlier, and I think all of us remember, there was one to the north of here that was.
It was. That was originally part of a plan development is intended for residential or open space or a light general business. As you can see, it's already up there. That he's got it up there. So it's kind of a different.
Okay.
That was at the firehouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was dedicated as part of that planned unit development.
I would like to go on record as just voicing my concern about the actual location of the proposed project. I mean, it is not sitting on a major thoroughfare. It is sitting on a residential road. That is a concern of mine.
I'd agree with that. I just don't see how this area is that much different than the one 100 feet down the road.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to deny.
Second?
Motion to deny made by Mr. Crenshaw, seconded by Ms. Holmes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And just a reminder that this is a recommendation by the board. Final approval or denial will be made by the county commissioners at their September the 2nd meeting.
One more thing, before we get to the written decisions, can I have the handout from 250?
Yep.
And you do have written decisions that need to be considered in front of you from last month's meeting.
This big stack.
Got them right here.
Oh, you got
Mitch,
they're
you
over
need them?
here. Oh, no, I see. They're over here.
Yeah.
Look. Second row. All right. How many? All right, we got the Bailey's Pond, April 2025.
No, I don't see that. Wait a minute. Which way are you going? Got it. Okay.
Okay. Entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the written decision.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Holmes, seconded by
Sasser.
Sasser. Mr. Sasser. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Cobb Track Phase 2.
I make a motion to approve the written decision.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Crenshaw to approve the written decision. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. McLam North and South Tracks.
I make a motion to approve the written decision.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Sasser. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And Van Track, Aquila Road.
Going what? Going to, all right. I make a motion to approve the written decision.
Motion made by Ms. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Crenshaw. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Got it.
Next meeting, August 17th, 17th or 19th? Yeah, it's on.
I won't be here.
August 17th.
I think it's
It's the day before my birthday.
Oh, really?